Joining us now, an educator from the Michigan Poison Center. Her name is Denise Kolakowski. She's joining us via Zoom. Hi, Denise. We see you. Can you hear us?
Hi, Dave.
Thank you very much for joining us. Did I get that set up right? Is that what's happening?
Yes, when this first broke out, that was one of my concerns right away is that people would start misusing products, whether they're misusing cleaning products. But I wasn't quite prepared for the misuse of automotive products and some other products that they've been using.
All right, so now you've got my attention. So we run out of hand sanitizer, right? The disinfectant wipes, which our audience is seeing in my hand, that actually my container is getting a little bit low. The disinfectant wipes run out in our house. We go out to the garage. What do we find? What do we have to be careful of?
Well, anything that's in the garage it was never meant to be in the house. So when we're looking at antifreeze, it has an alcohol in it, and you might be familiar with it. It's called ethylene glycol. In windshield washer fluid, you have another alcohol, which is called methanol. Both of these are highly toxic, and they're not meant to be used on surfaces in the home. They're certainly not meant to be used on your body. And of course, one thing that we get greatly concerned about is if people, and particularly children, but anybody, if they drink these substances, that can
Oh
be
my.
extremely dangerous and life threatening.
You know, I made the mistake once. I'm embarrassed to tell people this story. Here I am doing it in front of the whole community. I ran out of dishwasher soap. Okay, this was many, many years ago, and then I think I put like some like, I don't know, maybe soap for that goes in the washing machine or something in my dishwasher. In about 15 minutes, I had bubbles all over my whole place. So there's certain things that are good for one thing and not good for another, and that's what's happening. It was an honest mistake. I can't imagine going into the garage, grabbing antifreeze, and cleaning off my counters with it. But I trust if you say people are doing it, people are doing it, and they shouldn't, right?
Yeah, there's other sources too that people are using, paint thinners, solvents. These things may have alcohols in them, and because you might be using a hand sanitizer that has ethanol in it or isopropyl alcohol, which is your basic rubbing alcohol, some people would think that they can use these products because on the label it says alcohol. It's a different type of alcohol though, and those alcohols are toxic
All right, can we clean up?
or poisonous.
He's going to give you a hard time for asking this question. Can we clean off our counter with Jack Daniels?
Well, I suppose that you could, but you're probably not going to get the disinfection that you want. One of the things that people are looking at right now is cleaning as opposed to sanitizing, but what they really should be looking at is disinfection. And with COVID-19, if you're using the wrong alcohol, you're not going to get the disinfection that you want.
Okay, so the simple
So
thing is to go to the store, get the wipes, get the stuff that you should be using, get the hand sanitizer that you should have, or go to one of the distilleries around the state of Michigan. Many of them have stepped up, and many of them are producing hand sanitizer. That's great. In absence of that, what can we safely put together in our house if we can't get the products we need at the store?
really the only safe thing that you could use that is not specifically a disinfectant or marketed as a disinfectant over the counter is rubbing alcohol, which is isopropyl alcohol at 70%, and I'll explain that in a little bit. Or you can use a water and bleach solution. There's actually a recipe for this on the CDC website, so I do recommend that people go visit the Center for Disease Control website to find more information and how to formulate those things. Um, but if you use a rubbing alcohol, and I don't know if you've seen these, but there's a 91%, that one does not work. And it has to do with the proteins that are on the coronavirus itself. So it's not going to break it down like you think it would. It's stronger. It should work better, right? But
Mm-hmm.
in this case, it does not.
Is I haven't noticed because I've not been looking myself. Is there a shortage of rubbing alcohol in the stores right now?
Yes.
All right.
There's a shortage of rubbing alcohol in the stores right now. Right before this broke out, I went to a big name bulk store and happened to buy rubbing alcohol. So I have quite a bit on hand, but right now you're just not able to find it
All right, I'm
in
going to
your
send you an
stores.
email, Denise, and maybe you can share some of your rubbing alcohol with us. Bleach. I mean, most people have, a lot of people have bleach in their house, and we don't always use it.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a gallon jug bleach, in my place, and it's been sitting there for a long time. I rarely use it, so it's there. So that's one thing. That's a pretty safe thing for us to do. You got to use very little. I think it was under 5%. But again, we'll go to the CDC site to get the official word. But maybe that's a pretty safe place for people to go. What do you think?
It is a safe place. So it would be a third cup of your household bleach to a gallon of water for disinfection.
And then you could take that and wipe down your surfaces, use some towels, go, get them in the wash when you're done, and then that is the solution. Do not go out and get the antifreeze in the garage or the paint thinner in the garage. I see you just shaking your head right now. We still got you on TV. That's what we want to avoid. Are there cases of people that are finding themselves into our incredibly overcrowded healthcare system right now because they have done the wrong thing?
We're not seeing a great amount of these cases, but again, one of the things that I tried to do is get ahead of this and warn people not to do not to use those products because of the toxicity. Have we had a few cases? Yes. Some unexpected things like chafing fuel, like the I don't want to use a name brand, but it's chafing fuel. It actually has what's called denatured alcohol in it, which could be methanol or some other form of toxic alcohol. You definitely don't want to apply this to your skin. And in this case, somebody had actually soaked their skin in it.
All right. Well, our distillers in the state of Michigan, we love them anyway, but our distillers in the state of Michigan, a large number of them all over the state are now producing hand sanitizer and other products. And bravo for them. And, just go out to what Blake's, I know, is one over on the east side. A lot of other ones are creating product. They got a ton of product. They've made it. And if you can't get what you need in your store and you feel like getting out of the house, maybe going for a little field trip, that seems like an essential trip to me. That's one solution that you might want to try instead of going and getting some, automotive stuff out of the garage.
Absolutely.
All right. Denise, thank you very much. Well done. We appreciate it. And thank you for all the work at the Michigan Poison Center. We will go look at the Center for Disease Control. Is there anything else on the web that you'd like to point us towards?
You can actually visit our website. If you go to our website, there's a collection of reliable resources on there, and our webpage is poison.med.wayne.edu.
Wow, poison.med.wayne.edu. Did I get that right? Wow, that's pretty good. Okay. Thanks, Denise. I appreciate it. Best of all, how you feeling, and how's your family and everything going okay in your house?
We're doing good. As you can imagine, I disinfect every time I walk in the house. I don't walk around in the house with shoes on because that's a no-no right now.
Oh, no, there's another one. I missed that one. So you take your shoes off before you go inside?
I do.
Oh, my goodness.
And everybody should be doing that.
Tyler, our shoes, now we get, what about when we come to our studio? Should we take our shoes off before we come in here, too?
I don't know how clean your floor is at your studio, so that would really depend.
Can I go where I was going to go? Let's see. Shoes, our smelly feet. I don't know which one's worse. Thanks for no.
That's
we'll do
a judgment call, I guess.
It is. No, I didn't think about that. See, just another thing. There's so many things to think about. Thanks, Denise. I appreciate it. We got to scoot.